Oh yeah, it's prime killing time. So before I get this video started, I just like to thank you guys for 30 subscribers. That's awesome. 30 subscribers. I can't believe it. Just this year, starting off, I was struggling to get 20, and now I'm at 30. So seriously, thank you guys. This following video is for you guys. A lot of work went into this. Seriously, guys, thanks so much. Especially to you, TF Lux. You're the man. And here he is. What's up, it's McToyReviewer69 here, back at you with another video review. And today I got for you here the Studio Series 86 Voyager Class Hot Rod. And if you could not already tell, this review is my first ever stop motion review. Not full 100% stop motion, but I will be using a lot of stop motion. Because this guy is so much fun to play with that I had a blast animating him. And he animates so well too. He was just so much fun to mess around with. I really enjoyed myself with this guy. And I have had him maybe only a little over a month. And because this time I put so much work into this review, I'm going to ask you to like this video, subscribe, and share this with everyone you can. Please. Don't make me force you.
Oh no! Anyway.
He's awesome. So articulated too. And you can tell looking at him, just get him here in close here, that yes, this boy here, this boy right here, this is Hot Rod. This is so perfectly G1 Hot Rod. They even got the chest detailed down perfectly. It's a full chest. My brother has the Masterpiece Hot Rod, so I've gotten to play with a Masterpiece Hot Rod. And yeah, this guy is so much better. One of the major complaints about him was that his fin was a little too high. And I did believe that at first, but now, since reviewing this and seeing it through the camera angle, that's actually a perfect placement. I mean, you're seeing it through the camera, so you can tell. That's perfect. Picture of G1 Hot Rod. You can see, yeah, he's perfect. The worst thing I say about this is the back of the feet being, car bits, the back of the car. But I could pin it up myself. I'm sure I could. I'm not going to, because then it'll look weird in the car mode. And I'm not going to sacrifice the car mode, that perfect car mode, almost perfect car mode, for just the legs looking a little better. I mean, dead on view, it's not that bad. These look a little chunky right here on the side sticking out. And maybe wish they could have made it a little bit more seamline, but it's not so bad. There's nothing more I can say about this Hot Rod besides he's just absolutely perfect. Size comparison wise, here is next to Optimus and Megatron. And now you have some three great figures to reenact that such memorable scene. And I'd say his height is pretty good. I like it. I made for him a little shorter because I don't have my Ironhide right now, but he's more of a tall deluxe size, which I guess kind of works. Hot Rod being a tall character. Here he's next to Jazz and Hot Link. I say it's a pretty good size. Now he is next to a standard section scale figure in Marvel Legends Stanley. And now for articulation. Yes, I hear it. He's a deluxe size figure, but he's a Voyager price point. That's okay. The amount of engineering that goes into this and the mountain of accessories he comes with, it's justified. There is no way that everything they put into this would ever be able to be done with a deluxe budget. He is an extremely fun figure. The articulation and piece count in this, yeah, never getting done on a deluxe price point. So let's talk about that articulation. Bring him in here. The head is on a standard ball joint. The neck, because transformation is on a bit of a hinge, It doesn't really do much. Sides allow him to look a little bit more down or a little bit more up. It does kind of get in the way when animating, that I found, but it's not so bad. Let's move this back. Shoulders on a full 360, right in there. And that, when I first got it, was super tight. It was actually stressing this piece right here, so I had to take it apart and then shave it down, and now it's fine. His arm goes out. For the absolute first time ever I've seen on a Transformers figure, he has butterfly joints. That's what that is right there. That's a butterfly joint. You see, that's a butterfly joint on a Transformer figure. That's freaking awesome. Alright, if he was a deluxe, he wouldn't have that. I'm sure they could have probably done this as a deluxe, but as a Voyager, oh my gosh, this is the perfect Hot Rod toy. You have no room to complain about that. There's little gaps right there in his armpits to put his arms forward over his chest so he can hold the Matrix accessory he comes with. He gets the Matrix accessory. So, you know, he can like the Dark Sour. Not even Optimus Prime can do that. And that guy was a leader class. In just the shoulders alone, this guy's so articulated that he can do the perfect dab and the perfect Kamehameha wave. Past 90 degree elbow bend, and then bicep swivel right above that. And he has full wrist swivel, which is funny because he also has this right here. We'll get into that a bit later. And on a Voyager figure, opening hands. Okay. So far, only Leader Class Optimus Prime was able to do that in the wrist swivel with also turning in like that, right? But this Voyager figure, Optimus Primal, also has it. Not as successful because of how bulky his hand is, but they could have, you know, made it a little better. But he also has wrist swivel, and that's all articulation in his hand. These two figures, same exact price as this one, that had to heavily customized even be remotely good. He doesn't have a single bit of articulation in his hand, only the in and out flip. Why? After seeing this, everything it can do, especially with the Seeger mold, also having this hinge in and wrist swivel, why the hell couldn't Megatron do that? No excuses. All three of these guys have it. You don't. Why not? He's just pathetic next to the opening finger gang. Okay, Megatron's disappointment aside. He has full waist swivel. And then he has the new kind of waist piece, so he can have that diaper look, but also be articulated. So it goes forward, and right there is a hinge in the mushroom that goes into there, so it's a little bit more forward. It works well. He's at a slight angle, so he has thigh swivel, but it's kind of limited because of that angle. He has technically double joint knees. That transformation joint right there goes back that far until that runs in. But his top piece is a little bit tight, so when you move it, it only goes that far. If you hold it like this and then put it back on that the actual knee joint, it goes back that far, which is honestly awesome. But how it's designed, that was kind of natural. And we're kind of used to this with, you know, the modern figures. They always go back at least this far. I think you get a little bit more if you you know, play with it a little bit more, get it like that. And he also has full tilt, but due to his design here with how the boot works, it only goes that far. But something is better than nothing. That's a nice A stance if you ask me. And now for accessories, have them all laid out nice and neat here. So he has a couple few boss effect like accessories. First of all, as you can see, he comes with his own Matrix. This actually isn't his. This is my Earthrise Prime's one, because I put Hot Rods on a chain, and Megatron's wearing it right now until I get a Galvatron, or that new Galvatron, hopefully. It's the exact same Matrix, nothing different. And what's real cool, it comes with this Darkest Hour boss effect, and it just kind of plugs in there, and then he can hold it. Okay, when you put it in his hand, right here, because it's open hands, you can actually fit it in the thumb and then close it, and now you can light your Dark Sour. And to accompany that, he comes with his display base, which is, as you can see, the scene where he lights the Dark Sour inside Unicron. This is really all it's used for. I don't care much for these display bases. I mean, this is all it's used for. It's cool animation, right? Anyway, naturally, I'm going to throw it out. Alright, now back to the accessory count. Just put this one aside. He comes with these bus fix here that can plug into his exhaust ports right there. Putting him in the arms, look like he's blasting out the set the chops. Or what I think more looks like is swords. And then keep it in order. You bring him in here. One of the coolest thing about him, his top of his head opens up, and what's this in here? Oh, it's his visor. Oh my gosh, yeah. If he was deluxe, this would not be an inclusion at all. I like to imagine that he drops down this visor whenever he's ready to fight. Alright, so now down to the final accessories. He has two guns. I think they're referencing something. You see, he has this gun, this more longer skinny gun, and this bulkier gun. I really like the bulkier gun better. I think it looks cooler, in my opinion, that he can use. You can't technically, akimbo the two guns, but this one seems kind of lame. It's just going in the drawer with the other guns. This one, though, this is going to be my different hot gun for this guy. You can also put these in, but they hardly look like bus fix for guns. But then, with stop motion, who's going to tell? The last accessory, I'm going to show off a gimmick with him. In here, another inclusion that is only because he's a Voyager. You open up his hand, push it down. This is not for transformation at all. This is an extra inclusion. Anyways, you have to close it all the way to get in there and then flip this around. And here he has welding gun. You can flip it around and repair friends. Yeah, there you go. Repair. And along with that gimmick, bam, look at that. This thing pops out, flips around for a peg. And that's natural 5mm peg, so you can plug anything 5mm into this. What's for this? The best accessory he comes with, the saw that he used, the hot rod saw. I mean, not having this would be like Optimus Prime without his battle axe. Actually, the Earthrise Prime is an Optimus Prime without the battle axe. Anyway, I mean, if he was deluxe, he probably wouldn't come with this, and if it was, it would have been a clip over. Anyway, yeah, this saw is my favorite accessory, and I'm sure you can tell why. Now let's get this man transformed. There he is! Oh yeah, let me tell you, this is G1 Hot Rod car. Yeah, that's riding in style right there. I don't think the roundness is quite right. I don't know, looking at this angle, it's kind of good. Yeah, he's beautiful. Here you can see his knees are definitely sticking out, but if you have displayed in car mode, it's not going to have it, facing the back at all. It's a minor complaint. And he's definitely very fun to roll around. He rolls nicely. It's fun to take him around, do that vroom vroom. Sometimes I find myself just taking him and rolling him. Yeah. The flame accessories he comes with, these things, you can plug them back, and it goes in like that. Take that little one. Do the same. And you can see he's blasting forward. It really only works when you have him, still. For stop motion, it really doesn't do that big of make that big of an effect. As you can see here. I mean, you take it without and just do it with scraps of paper for smoke, it achieves the same effect. You just take those off. As for comparisons, here he is next to Earthrise Prime and his wave mate here, Stu Series Jazz. Man, I like the scale at least. Here's next to Hot Link. You can see it's probably what you would expect from Tetra Jet to Hot Rod. Because everyone was wondering, no, he's not fit in the trailer. He's just too wide. So an actual huge complaint I have with him is one of the transformation techniques. So you just going to undo that part of it. The issue is with these exhaust pipes right here. The way this transforms is right here where it connects. This middle part right here clips under the middle part right there. So you can't pull it out, otherwise you break it. What you have to do is push down and out. And then there goes, you get off without breaking. Except the major issue is there is not a lot of clearance and I'm always afraid I'm going to break something. But I think by now I've learn the technique. And this actually has breaking on me several times. I glued on each time. This one, I eventually lost it, so I don't have to do that. I really wish that you could somehow just plug it in, which that's how they did it. It's a seriously huge design flaw I wish they did better on. Anyways, getting back to robot mode so we can finish off this review. Entire review so far, I've only had good things to say about him. I was legit struggling to find bad things to say about him. Besides one or two things that are actually complaints, or other minor things I point out as not that bad. I can't not love this figure. He is also the best Hot Rod figure and one of my favorite toys now. And it's one of the most fun figures to play with. And look at that. He cleans up so well. Look how thin his body is. If you took out that wing and had this be his back, that's nothing. That's like a normal back for a normal guy. And his articulation is so awesome. He is one of the best Transformer figures I've ever played with. He outmatches everything else with just being a size class higher than his size entails. With how much effort you've seen me put into this video, that says it all already. He is so great, so much fun. Animating him, I could not stop. And there's so much more I want to do. He is just the epitome of Transformer toy. There is nothing better I can say about besides he's just the perfect Hot Rod. Maybe even just the perfect Transformer toy. Amazing. If you don't have yourself one of these, get it. If you're a Hot Rod fan, get it. If you're not, just get out of here. You're not worth it. And if you just like Transformers at all, get it. He's awesome. That's all I can really say, honestly. So I suppose that's it for this review. This is your boy, McToyReviewer69. Telling you, remember, if you're gonna ride, don't be a bitch. Ride in style. Who are without mercy, now plead for it? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. No, you don't, Megatron. Oh! There's more where that came from, Megatron. Oh, Hot Rod. Oh, that's enough. You did good. You got him. Alright. Well, there you go. He's dealt with. Did I do good, Optimus? Oh, yes, you did good, Hot Rod. Well done. Yeah, alright. But now for you, Megatron. I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over. No, wait, Optimus!